Let's wrap this up by adding multi-level support, so you can create lots of cool different scenes and then have a bit of a playable experience trying to work your way through them. So how is it that we actually make multiple levels? Well, first thing, I need multiple levels. So what I've done is I've actually renamed my first scene, level 1, and I've made 2 new levels. Just save this current scene. And these levels are currently empty. I'll show you why I'm leaving them empty in a minute or two. But right now we just want to have multiple levels. And the first thing I want to do when those levels are made is go File, Build Settings. And you should see a little menu like this pop up. In here, we can change the platform our project is supported under. We can change some of the build settings. But for us right now, the most important thing is we want to drag our first level into the Scenes in Build window. Then level 2, then level 3. I should be able to rearrange these at will if I want to, but I want to make sure that these are in the right level. Right order. Level 1, 2, 3. Because when we first start our project, after we build it to be deployed, it's going to start from the top. And then if I move on to the next level, well, this is going to be considered, well, first of all, level 0, level 1, level 2 in coding language. But for us, it's just 1, 2, 3 in that order. So with that set, now we're ready to actually set our end state. There's lots of different ways that we can actually trigger exit points. But here's kind of maybe the simplest way for us to work with for now. That is going to be great. So we'll just go with it. I'm going to take a box and I'm going to move it to kind of be where this endpoint is and try to center it. And then I'm going to make it bigger. Not too big. I don't want the player to be able to win if they go too far out of the outer edge. Maybe that's okay for now. And I'm going to stretch it up just a bit so they have a little bit of leeway if they get bounced to maybe get lucky and catch it. Although maybe I'll make it a little bit thinner just so that it's not too easy to hit it by accident. And the player is going to aim to hit this wall. Now, that doesn't actually feel very good in the game to try to hit a wall. So what I'm going to be doing is making it invisible by turning off the mesh renderer. I can totally do this with all the other components working the same as normal. They don't need the renderer to do their thing. I can make it invisible, no consequence. It's still there. If I go back to cube, I'm now going to rename this, maybe the exit wall or something. And now I'm going to tag it. I have a tag already made called finish that I think I'll just use for this. And maybe you can see where we're going with this now. Let's head back into our player controller. And some code I've already written for you to follow is if I collide with an object with the tag finish, I am going to do something. Previously, we reloaded our current level. This time, I'm accessing the level number, but adding 1. I am going to load the next level if I collide with anything tagged finish. And since our wall is tagged finish, if my skill is strong enough, let's see if Mr. L can pull this off first time through without much practice here. Oh, nice dodge, nice dodge. Actually kind of feels kind of fun to try to dodge. Well, that was very close. That was also very close. If I get to this wall, beautiful, and I hit it, bam. I am now in level 2. Awesome. So there's a problem. My level 2 doesn't really have anything in it. So what's a way that I can kind of get my level 2 up and running quickly with all the core components? Well, something that I might just do to help me out with this, and this is totally optional, but I find it useful, as I'll call it a little component called level basics, an empty object. And maybe what I will do with this is notice that my levels, they come with a main camera and a directional light, but my camera is something that I've actually customized a little bit. So I want to bring a new one over. So I'm actually going to get rid of my main camera. And in fact, I'll get rid of my directional light too, because I'm going to pull all this over from my first level settings. And what I'm going to do is take my directional light and my ground and my player and my main camera and my exit wall and put them in level basics. Now, all of these things are organized as kind of the building framework of my level. And I'm going to copy that object and move over to level 2. And in my inspector, paste it. And what that has done now is actually allowed me to bring over all of these main assets, including the exit point. So if I play test it from just this room, I would have my ball landing in place. I can move towards an exit and move on to the next scene. Now, it's broken because I didn't actually put any settings in, so it's having an error. But nice, I have the basic building blocks of my scene, and now, because I have some prefabs made, I can add more obstacles, I can add more spawners in different ways. Maybe this level is just full of like a bit of a crazy bullet spawning madness scenario here. Let's see what this looks like. A little bit of a low box there. Now the bullets are too high, obviously. What did I put them? Did I really put them all? Oh, I didn't even notice that I did that. But anyway, you get the point. I can just, using my prefab, place them in the right spot and create a new level. And now because I have these level basics, I can go back to my level 3 and actually give it some level basics. And maybe this level, I actually want to take the main camera, excuse me, and maybe I want to adjust it. It's placed on the horizon and maybe... Sorry, I don't want my main camera. What am I thinking? I want my directional light, and I want to rotate this in a way that makes my lighting look a bit different. Maybe I will dip it on the horizon to get more of a nighttime scene because it gets a little bit harder, so it has a bit of a cool look to it for getting more difficult. And in this little basics pack, I have my exit wall at the right spot. And now I just add my own custom content to this. And very quickly, I can get many levels up and running and be able to work through the game. Just to wrap this up, let's see if I can go 2 in a row to impress you all with my very simple gameplay prototype. Roll through here. Let's go speed run mode to the end. Bam. And all I have to do is get past this. Oh, that was close. And now I'm in my more darkly lit room with the sun on the horizon, nice shadowing. And now I don't have a 4th level, so this won't be triggered. It'll just kind of end here. In a future section, we'll learn about how to actually have kind of UI components that might be triggered for a main menu or something. But for now, you now have the ability to make as many levels as you want using your own custom objects that you can collide with. You can spawn objects at will by using instantiation, either just immediately or with delays. You can destroy them so that they don't just pile up forever, so that you can actually control the performance of your scene. Now it's your turn to make your own kind of custom gameplay using some basic force-based movement, basic interactions to have the player go through something like a maze or a, I don't know, racing sort of semi-game, whatever you might call this, experience. And then show me to prove your mastery of these new topics. Thanks for watching.